for about 3 weeks now here in a row, Nvidia has been wrapped around that 172 level. That is going to be a key player for us as we move forward in this weekly chart. You can see we ended the day 173.72, so we're about $1 away from that right now. So that 172 area does need to hold for us going forward, but our RSI in here is extremely overbought, especially on the weekly chart here, as you can see. So we need a nice pullback in here. Obviously, the daily got reset just a little bit today in here, but on the weekly chart, we'd still need a little bit of a reset before we can start working our way higher. Now, this 9-day EMA or the 160 is going to be our next support. They're about $1 away right now. And then anything below there, we're going to be looking at the 146s. Resistance wise, anything above the 172, we're going to be looking at nice whole numbers, 180, and then we're going to be looking at that 183 mark. So especially the 180s had tons of open interest today, a lot of volume. That is going to be a major psych level for us. But if we can breach that and do it pretty easily, the 183 threes is what we're going to be looking at in here. You can see we kind of cleaned up. We did some house cleaning in here. We cleaned up our weekly chart, just put a nice fib level on here. We just have a 9-day EMA and a 200 SMA on here. Just super nice and clean until this chart tells us otherwise. But really, what we're looking at is going to be this 172 level in here. That is key. Anything below that is going to be the 160 or the 9-day EMA. Resistance-wise, 180, and then we're looking at the 183s. Implied volatility did pick up in here today. IV ranking here is up at 20 now, right around a $6 expected move by next Friday. Monthly options pricing in right around $10, and you do have earnings coming up at the end of the month. So that is going to be the major earnings report that everybody in the market is going to be watching. This is a $4 trillion company now, basically. So the whole market is going to kind of hinge on what Nvidia does report and how their forecasts look, and any mention of AI, anything good news, forecasting, things like that, obviously it will move the market. So you kind of have to keep that in mind as we're looking forward in here in the next couple of weeks. Is a nice pullback in here going to be healthy for us? Maybe we can bounce off this 160 and then start working our way up again and then get some more volatility, or is the volatility going to come in first? Then we're going to kind of suck it back down, right? Contract it, and then work our way higher again. That is going to be kind of the ultimate question in here. But again, just by looking at this weekly chart, you would say, hey, it's overbought, but we are holding this 172 in here. So that is overall good news. We'll see how the whole market reacts as we open up next week, and especially Nvidia in here with a large $7 expected move in 1 week, with earnings coming up in a few weeks here. We'll see how Nvidia starts to react and develop and kind of trade inversely or more with the market as we approach the end of the month here. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.